What's up, YouTube world? I'm back. It's Damien. As you can see, this setup is kind of awkward. It's different from the other setups that I use. But long story short, got some time because we all kind of under this quarantine situation. So decided to do another video. And so this one I hope is kind of helpful. So just to kind of give you a background of why I'm doing the video that I'm doing. When I first started off doing music, I bought my first studio setup, and then afterwards, after I bought it, I realized I needed some type of preamp. So I went out and bought my first preamp, which was a lot kind of like the one that I'll be demoing today. And this is by Art. It's called the StudioV3. And so this was really like my first shot. So I bought one that was cheaper than this. I think this one's brand new for like roughly $99. And so when I purchased the one that I bought, I think it was maybe $60 brand new, something like that. And it's pretty much like this, but doesn't have the voicing dials on it, if you can see that. But yeah, so it doesn't have those the voicing knobs on it. Everything else it had. So getting into recording, I knew that you needed an external preamp to, you know, help with the mic. And ironically, well, I guess not ironically, the AT2020 was the first microphone that I bought in a setup. So I know the sound is kind of changing, so I'm trying to look at the mic, but I mean looking at the camera and still talking to the mic. But anyway, just bear with me. But so this was the first mic that I bought, and I guess wanting to upgrade to other mics, hearing you know, other rappers and hearing everybody else using different microphones, I was tempted to get out. And as you know from probably my story, I went out and spent a lot of money on gear. So I'm just doing this video to help those who are looking to possibly transition from your current. So I'm running this setup right now. It's the Technica 2020 into the Focusrite Scarlett, and that's probably like one of your basic interfaces that you'll come across, and it's just priced reasonably for anybody who's interested in getting into music. So this preamp is that I'm talking through, that you currently hearing me through. So you're not hearing me through the Focusrite. I have all the volume on the preamp and the Focusrite turned down, and I'm using the preamps that's in the Art StudioV3. So that's the preamp that you're hearing me from. So the question in this video is, should I upgrade from this $99 preamp up to, if you can see in the background, let me see if I'm pointed out. I know it's blurry, and I'll show you some footage of it later, but it's the Art Pro MPA II. So, and the Art Pro MPA II costs roughly, I want to say like $399 new, so roughly about $400, anywhere from $300 to $400. And this piece right here is only $99. So in this video, what I want to do is a comparison between this, a sound comparison between this $99 tube microphone preamp, and then the Art MPA II is also a tube preamp. So that's what we doing in this video. So and I'm hoping that it helps a lot of you who are just now getting into recording and thinking about going up to the next piece, but you haven't heard it. You don't know if it's really worth the money. So that's why I'm doing the video that I'm doing today on this. And I've had a couple of subscribers just asking, how can I get my mic to sound better, or how can you know, should I go ahead and upgrade to a different sounding microphone or whatever. So I'm just showing you a way to be able to get the most out of your microphone. So first is, like we know, is probably treating your room or doing something like that to get a lot of the reverb out of the room. So you want to try to deaden your room as much as you can. That's why you see I have the RLX type of stuff back, and I think it's probably kind of dated back, but hey, oh well. It's doing the job for the most part. And this is not where I normally record vocals. I normally don't record my vocals just sitting at my desk. I have an area designated for that. So, but yeah, anyway, so try not to make the video too long. So what we're gonna do in this video is we'll connect. We have the this $99 StudioV3 connected already, so that's what you're hearing me through right now. And then we'll go through some of the voicing dials, move the voicing dial so that you can hear the difference in probably each of these settings. I won't spend a lot of time with them, but you'll be able to hear that. And then we'll switch from this setup. I move the camera and everything, and we'll switch to the Art MPA II, just so you can kind of hear what that thing does in comparison to this, and you can hear the sounds. And for this, I probably I don't think I'll make the files downloadable, just because like I think the video is gonna end up being way longer than expected. But if you want to see this, then see it, but if not, hey, oh well. So here we go. So right now we're starting, it's on the warm setting, vocal. So if you can hear me, and what I'll do is, if you can see this knob right here, I'm turning it so you'll probably hear my voice change. So check, 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 one, check, two, check, check. Can you hear it? I know you can probably hear it, and I'm starting to hear it, and you can hear it just change a lot. Check, 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 check. You can hear it. Check, 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 check. And back around to where we were. So if you're listening to it, this knob, in some ways it almost sounds like maybe an EQ type of setting that is probably like a preset that they stuck in here, so you can hear the way it changes. You can hear sometimes the voice sounds thicker, sometimes it sounds like I guess a little more clear. But the settings on this are just reserved for, like, you have one that's electric guitar, electric keyboard, bass, guitar, but you can try it on your vocals. You can try it just on anything, just to see what type of sound. So that's why I said I think a lot of this is kind of like an EQ type thing. But a lot of times you want to be careful of using the EQ settings, going right in, because once you get those settings stuck, it's hard to change it, or it just takes a lot more work in post-processing in order to mix it or whatever. So, but to understand how this thing works, and I probably should have done that at first, but anyway, the more you turn up your input on this thing, you drive the tube harder. So the tube is right inside of here, but the harder you turn this up, and just to keep the gain and everything straight, sometimes this may get loud. I'm turning the tube up, and as you can hear, kind of distorting. It's distorting somewhat, and so we'll take some of the output down just so you can hear the tube working. The harder you push it up, so you push the input, the harder you push the input, the more work it's doing on the tube. So you're able to hear the quality inside of this preamp more. So if you was to turn it all the way up, you can hear how it's distorting a lot. And so we would need to take back on the output, because the output is going to whatever you're recording in, your DAW or whatever, and you can hear how broken up and how much is driving the tube. Almost sounds like a guitar amp or something like that. So we'll just take it back off of here, raise the output up. So okay, so now you see how that works. So the more you drive on the input, you get more of the color, or you get more of the distortion from your preamp, and your output is just telling you how much of it you want to go out to your computer. And this has a 20 plus dB switch on it, has your 48 volt phantom power on it, and then it has the phase reverse. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this. So with this setup, let's go ahead and switch over to the ART MPA II. Okay, YouTube, so we are back now and we are using the Art Pro MPA II. So you can hear it doesn't have as much output as the other unit did, I don't think. So I have the gain turned up. Let's dial some of this back, and what we're gonna do is go ahead and engage right here the 20 plus dB gain. So it has it like the other unit has on it. So in order to hear the quieter sources, so here we go. So let's see, and the impedance right here is kind of like it was impedance. You hear the plosives because I'm not using, I had to switch over, and I'm using this microphone handheld. So as you look, you have the low cut filter on this. So as you hear my vocal right now, and it starts at like 7.5 hertz, and it cuts off all the way up to about 200 hertz. Well, to up to 200 hertz. So let's go ahead and engage it. And I don't think you need to really ever too much cut 200 off of the vocal, but you can hear how the vocal changed up. Let's turn some of the output up so you can hear check, 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 check. And like I said, I'm still using the AT2020, and so let's mess with the impedance to kind of hear. And I apologize about those plosives, but yeah, check, 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 check. And you can hear how the different sounds. So starting from here, check, 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 check one, check, 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 check. So we'll leave it about, I guess, halfway, doing it at roughly about 600. So let's drive the tube a little bit more. And like I said, remember from the other video, the more that you drive the gain up, the more that you hear the tube sound from your preamp, if your preamp has a tube, or if not, if you pretty much have one that doesn't have tubes in it, you'll hear more characteristics of your preamp, the more gain that you drive. And then what you would do to compensate the gain going up is to turn the output down. So let's drive the tube to kind of see what type of sound we can get with the tube driven. So as we're going up, check, 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 check. You can hear how hard the tubes are being driven. Check, 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 check. And I'm hoping you can see all of this on the camera. So it's pretty loud. So we'll turn the output down some, but as you can hear, just the distortion of the tubes. And right here showing you, yeah, I'm just making sure you can see it on here, but yeah, right here shows you how hard you are driving your tubes. So as you can see, it's way too hard. So we'll pull it down, check, 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 check. It's driven hard, and I guess in some cases you may want to hit it that hard. I'm not sure for what instance, but I guess if you're looking for a real gritty sound, I'm guessing, I'm not even sure you would do a bass like that, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, so for the most part, this is the Pro MPA II, and you heard it up against the Studio V3 by Art as well. So just asking, is this an upgrade? So what I want to mention is, let me see if I can adjust the camera a tad bit. Okay, and I'm gonna turn this light off back here so you can see how this light on the second channel, because this is a 2-channel mic pre, and this second channel sometimes it goes out, and if I can hit it, if you can see the color change sometimes, and I'm not actually hitting it hard, and you can still see that for whatever reason the light is going out and having an issue. And so anyway, I've heard that these things do have an issue with the light going out. Sometimes I've turned the unit off and turned it back on, and the light just won't be on at all. So, not sure what that is. I guess it's just something in the lights circuitry that they're using. But yeah, so I just wanted to make that clear from this unit. Sometimes you do have, from what I read in the reviews, sometimes the lights will go out on you. I haven't had an issue out of this light yet, but I have had an issue out of this light right here. So, yeah, I'm just making mention of that. And, yeah, so, I guess with that being said, the, review or comparison of these two is pretty much done. And let's see, go back, take some of this low. Really, to be honest, let's take it back to, I guess, roughly about 80 on the low cut filter, because that's probably about as much as you will roll off. So yeah, yeah, for the most part, this is the review of it. And as you can hear my voice, this is what the Pro MPA II sounds like compared to the Studio V3. And if you like this video, subscribe, share, and I know I'm clipping like a must, so let me turn this thing on back. But yeah, so like, share, subscribe, and I catch you in the next video. I hope it was helpful. I'm out.